Hello, good evening, welcome back to Premier League Dad. We are live again for the fourth time today, for the fourth live watch-along in a row. We started off with the Championship at 12:30, we then went to Everton and Ipswich at 3 o'clock. We've just watched Arsenal get beat at home by Bournemouth 2-1, that was a shock. And now we're here for Serie A, Inter Milan against Hellas Verona at the San Siro. Inter Milan have to win to keep the pressure on Napoli at the top of Serie A. It's a very, very big game. Inter Milan, the season's kind of gone off the rails in the last few weeks, hasn't it? It's completely gone off the rails. Losing in the Coppa Italia to AC Milan, getting beaten in the last minute by Bologna, and then getting beat by Roma here at the San Siro not long after that. So it feels like they've really fallen apart, and then they go and put that unbelievable performance in against Barcelona in midweek in the Champions League, and it feels like it's all turned around again, albeit this is a very changed Inter Milan side. Arnautovic comes back in, Correa comes back in, Fratesi, there's lots of changes. I'll go through the lineups in a moment, but I do want to first off thank our sponsor. Premier League Dad is sponsored. All of our lives for the remainder of this 24-25 season is sponsored by Match Bingo. Go and follow Match Bingo. Go and find them. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download the app and find out more. Or you can click the link in my bio. Match Bingo is fantastic. If you've never heard of Match Bingo before, I've got to tell you, it is an absolute genius app. I really do like it. The fact is, it combines all of the excitement that you get with regular sort of sports betting, football betting. It combines all the excitement of that with traditional fun bingo as well. So you get a match card, you get a bingo card with 15 random events on it. It could be things like, for example, a free kick to Inter Milan or a corner kick to Hellas Verona. And as the game is going along, it marks it off automatically on your card. You get money for a line, money for a full house, the same way you do with bingo. And there's over 10,000 active players on Match Bingo across the UK. It's only available to UK residents, by the way, and they pay out over £200,000 in prize money. Sorry, long day, absolutely all over the place. But it is a really, really good app, and you should download it. I've got my bingo card. Go and check it out. Go and have a look. You can download the QR code. Download the app via our QR code on the screen right now, and you can go and click the link in my bio to find out more. But it is a really, really good app, and if you deposit £5 in your Match Bingo account, you get £10 free right now. So go and check it out. It is really, really good. It's a very, very good app, and they are very nice people as well. I will say that about Match Bingo. Really, really cool company. But we are live right now. We're going to switch back to Inter Milan and Hellas Verona. We're just about ready to kick off, actually. It feels like a really short turnaround time because Arsenal and Bournemouth only finished about 15-20 minutes ago. So it's taken me a bit of time to get everything set up. I'm all over the place. I'm a little bit flustered. I apologise. But we are off. We are off and live for this one. Let me just get the old scoreboard going. Right, so we're off and underway. Let me just get this up and running. Get this show on the road. Right, 46 seconds in. Right, so we're all synced up now. We're all synced up and we're ready to go. We're off. We're off. Let me go through the lineups as well before I forget. Jonathan Guzman, 3791. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, buddy. Right, so Serie A, Inter Verona, lineups for tonight. In goal, it's Martinez back in net. Jan Sommer is being rested, I would assume, for the return leg against Barcelona. I just wonder if that's maybe Inzaghi. He's kind of already admitted defeat, or at least privately admitted defeat in the race at the top of Serie A. Those two defeats against Bologna and Roma were really, really quite damaging. But he has made massive changes here. Bissek and De Vrij are still at the back. Carlos Augusto comes in. It's Darmian on the right, Zalewski on the left, Fratesi, Aslani and Zalinski in midfield, and then Arnautovic and Correa up front. So the likes of Acerbi have dropped out. Barella's dropped out. Bastoni's dropped out. Di Marco, Dumfries, Mkhitaryan, and Marcos Thuram as well. So it's a massive change into Milan's side. Given that they need to win here to stay in the title race, I do just wonder maybe they're taking the eye off the ball a little bit. Çalhanoğlu is suspended. Yeah, that's true. Pavard is also out. He's another one you would have expected to see tonight. For Verona, it's Montipo in goal, Frese, Valentini and Daniel Yuk at the back, with Bradaric and Chachua at fullback. Duda, Niasse and Serdar in midfield, with Thomas Suslov just behind that man Amin Sarr, who, since he moved from Wolfsburg, hasn't really had a brilliant season for Verona. And Verona are still, to be honest, struggling at the foot there of the Serie A table. I don't think they're in any danger of going down. They're 7 points clear of Venezia, assuming they get a point here anyway. And Lecce's result against Napoli has probably helped them as well. Corner to Venezia though, early on in this first half. Ball into the box, headed back across the face of goal. Chance here. And it's Verona putting all of the early pressure on here. Jonathan Guzman, Arsenal to start trembling at the end of the season. CJ19, Inter Milan will win slightly, 2-1. Lucas Lambert, not watching Barcelona. No, I'm not watching Barcelona. I've prioritised this one because I thought this was going to be a much better game, given that Inter Milan needed to win to stay in the title race, and Barcelona's top v bottom. So it should just be, that should just be a cakewalk for Barcelona. They should probably be 3, 4, 5-0 up. Lou, went the game, lad. Some goal by Enciso. Mate, it was a great goal by Enciso, but Everton, I don't know how you threw that one away. I've no idea how you threw it away. Cobby Hutton, Burnley v Millwall, opinions. Great performance from Burnley in the end, wasn't it? I mean, when they went 1-0 down, I did just start to panic a little bit. I did start to think, could we have Millwall in the playoffs for the Premier League? And for a long time, it looked like Plymouth were going to do you a favour, didn't it? It looked like Plymouth were going to do you a favour and Leeds were going to drop points, and maybe Burnley would have been worthy championship winners. But sadly, it wasn't to be. And look, Burnley still get promoted. I think you're going to do very, very well in the Prem next season. I still think you've got a solid chance of staying up, depending on how you go in the summer. If you can keep hold of the likes of Trafford, for example, I think Burnley have got every chance of staying up, yeah. Jonathan, if Inter Milan beat Barcelona, I think they're winning it. Could well be, yeah. Simon Mark Arsenal in the mud. Lou, did you buy a Goodison seat? They're 90 quid, them, aren't they? 90 quid for a seat. If you're buying your actual seat at Goodison Park, it's mad, that, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely mad. Oh, I've just realised I've got the blooming kit wrong for Verona. So we're going to have to change that. There's no way I'm having that. Hey, there you go. Inter against Verona. That's much better. It's a check for a handball here. I don't think they're going to give it. There's a check for a handball. It could be a penalty to Inter here, 6 minutes in. It looks like it comes off his leg onto his hand. So, for me, that's a no handball. I don't know why you would be giving this. There's a long check, though. There's a long, long check. Let's just see it back now. Oh, he might do, you know, actually. Yeah, it might be a pen. It wasn't off his hand. It wasn't off his leg. It looked like it came off his thigh first. Oh, no, it is. It's a handball. That's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a penalty to Inter Milan. There you go. Jake, I'm getting nervous in this Champions League race. Big game tomorrow, but massive game next week against Chelsea. I think tomorrow's going to be the one, you know. It is a penalty. There you go. Inter Milan have got a penalty. Aslani is going to take it, I think. And this might be 1-0 Inter early doors here. Alex, 30-06. United will probably rotate tomorrow. De Ligt and Ahmad and Amas and Fredrickson. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Chido Obi gets a game as well. Cobby Hutton, Burnley are linked with Vardy. Will that be a good signing? I don't think Vardy goes to Burnley, mate. No, I think Burnley are still going to have to look. I mean, I know Vardy's nearly 39, but I can see Vardy maybe going to like an Everton, maybe even a Leeds, but not a Burnley. I don't know why. Burnley's probably not the system for him. He needs more chances than that. Here's Aslani about to step up here for Inter Milan. Could be 1-0 early doors here. Aslani, and he scores. It's 1-0. There you go. Inter have scored 8 minutes into the game here. 1-0 early doors. They've stuck it. Lucas Lambert, what time are you live tomorrow? I'm live tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the morning. UK time. I'm live for Celtic against Rangers, which starts at 12. So we're live. Yeah, live at 11 o'clock. Or is it 11:30? 11:30, I think I said. I might be live a touch earlier, but latest 11:30. I can't remember what time I put down on the schedule. But yeah, the game kicks off. Celtic and Rangers kicks off at 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to be live for that. Then I'm going to do Brighton and Newcastle. Then we're going to do Liverpool away at Chelsea. And then obviously the another Serie A game tomorrow night, Bologna against Juventus. So we shall see how those go down. Matteo, it's a pen for sure. Yeah, it did look like it, didn't it? Cobby Hutton, Burnley are linked with Vardy. Will that be a good signing? Yeah, it would be a good signing, but I don't think he'll go there, mate. Jake Curtin, think tomorrow is a throwaway. The Chelsea v Toon and Forest v Chelsea are the decisive ones for me. Chelsea have kind of got it in their own hands then, haven't they, really? If they beat Newcastle, or even to get 4 points from Newcastle and Forest, that's not bad going. Chelsea, I think can still do it. Forest are just throwing points away at the minute. That defeat against Brentford was massive, and then I think Brentford will probably beat United tomorrow, and I think Forest might well throw it away again against Palace on Monday. Here's Inter Milan again. Shot. Good save. Straight at the keeper. Alex, 30-06. Do you think the tie is over? I think the tie is over for Man United and Bilbao, yes. I'd like to think that it's not. I hope that it's not, because I'm watching it on Thursday on the watch-along, but I think it is. I think it is done and dusted. Yeah. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward win for Manchester United over the course of the two legs. And a large chunk of that has to be attributed to the referee. I think he got it completely wrong. It wasn't a sending off. It wasn't a penalty. It was a handball from Garnacho, and it absolutely would have been ruled out. And then it would have been 1-0 to United with 11 v 11, and that tie is still on, isn't it? Then I think the referee has completely ruined it, and he's got the big decision wrong. So, yeah, there you go. But I do think the tie is over, and I think it will be Man United against Spurs in the final. And given that Spurs have already beat United twice this season, and Man United haven't beat Spurs since 2022, I think Spurs are going to win the final. M157 only just popped up. You have. I don't know why. I don't know. Harley, United or Spurs for the Europa League? Spurs, I think, Harley. Yeah, that's my take. I think Spurs probably nick it. Zach Clips, how's Milan looking tonight? They've been really bad recently. I mean, they've started all right. They're 1-0 up. They've scored a penalty early doors. It was a handball, and Asllani stepped up and made it 1-0. So this would be a big, big win for them to help them get just within touching distance of Napoli again. They're going to have to win out between now and the end of the season. There's no excuses for Inter Milan. If they want to try and compete in this Scudetto, they're going to have to win every game and hope that Napoli drop some points along somewhere along the way. Chance here, far post, shot, unlucky. Inter are just whacking all the pressure on now. Verona can't get out their own box. Under the floodlights, forget Milan, Roma could go 20 unbeaten since Claudio joined. I know, yeah. That's been really good to watch, hasn't it? Roma beating Inter here as well. Mattias Sola, lots of really good players at Roma at the minute. Are certainly looking a lot better since Claudio came back in. Again, what happens with Roma next season? Because I can't imagine Claudio staying there long term. M157, what time are you on? 12:48. 12:51, 52, 53, 54. Lou, 049, Delap coming the Ev. Well, he had a bit of a fallout today, didn't he, with Jake O'Brien? They had a bit of a scuffle, Delap and O'Brien. Sam W000 Newcastle are finishing second. I mean, City think they're finishing second as well, so one of you has got to be wrong. I think Newcastle aren't winning tomorrow. I can't see you winning at Brighton. If you beat Brighton tomorrow, I will be thoroughly impressed. Very tough place to go, the Amex. And I do think Brighton will get something there, even if it's only a point. And that might just derail them in terms of Europe, maybe even derail Newcastle a little bit. Harley wants it more for Bruno. I don't think so. I think Spurs are desperate for it. They've not had any major trophy for a long, long time. And if they can get in the Champions League next season, save Ange's job, it's huge for Spurs. I think it's bigger for Spurs than it is for United. No danger. Absolutely no danger of that. CJ19, I want us to sign Kirkes, Hoosen and a 9. Is that for Liverpool or for Atleti? Harley, mate, no, mate, even if it isn't a red, it's a foul. No, it can't. No, it can't be. It can't be because it wouldn't have got to the foul if it was a handball from Garnacho, which it was. It was a handball from Garnacho. That's the really key thing that everyone's forgetting. Handball from Garnacho, it never gets to the foul. Therefore, it should have been brought back for a free kick. There was a handball in the build-up. You can't give a penalty if there's a clear handball in the build-up. So therefore, it would never have been a foul. It would never have been a red. Simple. 11v11. Lee Oxley, Liverpool v Chelsea. Always good. Yeah. I still think it is going to be a draw. I have to agree with CJ there. Alex, that's clearly a pen, mate, but never a red card for Vivian. Whether you think it's a red or not, or you think it's a foul or not, that is irrelevant to me. It never ever gets there if the handball is given, which it should have been. It was a handball in the build-up to the goal. Lou, not watching, but if you recommend any cards, can you say? Yeah, go on, why not? I'll let you know. Verona are in here, down the right. Shot! Good save. Very good save there from the Inter goalkeeper. LZ, I think Arteta has taken Arsenal as far as he can. There's a lot of Arsenal fans seem to think that at the minute. A lot of Arsenal fans seem to think that. It's kind of worrying, to be honest. LZ, Brighton have lost 5 of their last 6. That should be an easy win. Well, you would think so if it was just based on form. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Brighton are a very, very solid team. They are. They're a very, very good team. Alice, how you doing? Good to see you. Spurs are clearly bottle jobs. We will win the Europa League quite comfortably with Ahmad and Bruno and the rest of the lads. Well, time will tell, Alex. Time will tell. I don't think it's going to be quite so simple, quite so straightforward. I think Spurs can really get up for that game. And do you know what? And the mad thing is, if it's a Europa League final, United against Spurs, the loser will get roundly mocked for a long time for bottling it. Like, if Spurs lose, it's Spursy, isn't it? It's Spursy. That's the most Spursy thing ever. They get to another final, and they've bottled it. And that'll drive them. That will drive the hell out of them. I think with United, they've been so bad all season. And I think the worry with United... Again, it kind of doesn't bother me as a Liverpool fan. If United do win the Europa League, it might actually be the worst thing that could happen to them. Because I think the board and, Ineos and the Glazers and whatever, it'll kid them. It'll just kid them a little bit. And they'll think, do you know what? These are good players, these are all right. We don't need that much of an overhaul. They've just won the Europa League. They can't be that bad. Just won the Europa League. They're in the Champions League lot this lot next season. In the Champions League. Oh my God. If that had gone in then, that would have been one of the best goals I've ever seen from Inter Milan. Proper little one-touch stuff around the edge of the area. He was just offside in the end, Correa. Unlucky. Really, really good play, though, around the edge of the area. Massive SM syndrome here. I love it. What's SM? I don't know what SM syndrome is, mate. Fires, Man United are about to win 3 trophies in the next 3 years. Would be crazy. Bruno, Karma. Come on. Jesus Lord. Baz, are Inter going to win? I have a £40 ACCA waiting on them. Yeah, Inter are 1-0 up, mate. Verona have had a chance just recently. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get back into this, to be honest. Inter are playing much better. I know they've rested a lot of players into Milan. They have dropped a few. But they're 1-0 up. They got that penalty. And it feels like they're in control, I would say, Baz. Zechariah 16, clap your hands to Liverpool. Alex 30, Bruno clearly got ice in his veins. That third goal, mate. Mate, he was against 10 men, Athletic Bilbao. Come on. Let's not act like he's one of the best in the world. He's an absolute liability at the best of times, Bruno Fernandes. I remember going back to, fan channels early part of... Not even that long ago, actually. Maybe 3 months ago. 3 months ago, some of the biggest Manchester United fan channels were saying, is it time to sell Bruno Fernandes? Is it time to sell him? Has he reached his ceiling with us? Should we be cashing in on Bruno Fernandes? Now, he's like the best thing since sliced bread. They can't make their mind up. Jake Curtin, thoughts on Benjamin Sesko to Liverpool? Scored a beauty today. I'm not convinced with Sesko. He does that quite a lot, doesn't he? He has got that in him, and we know that he's such a... I think he's a confidence player as well, which a lot of strikers are, aren't they? Gyökeres, Isak... I think Darwin Núñez is, to be honest. A lot of the best strikers are confidence players, and they'll score in fits and starts. Sesko isn't maybe as consistent as I'd like for a Liverpool centre forward, but we do need, or at least I would like us to have, like a big tall option off the bench, a more physical option up front, because we don't really have it. Oh, we wanted to watch Valladolid against Barca. Valladolid have scored. 1-0, Sanchez. They've put Valladolid 1-0 up against the league leaders. That could be huge. Alex 30, but they said welcome to hell. We are the devil. Jadon Thompson, has this started? Yep, it has. It's Inter Milan 1, Verona 0. It's also Barcelona getting beat against Valladolid in La Liga. And I'll tell you something, that is great news for Real Madrid, because Real Madrid could win tomorrow. They play Celta Vigo tomorrow afternoon. And if they were to win that, they'd go within a point of Barcelona at the top, assuming Valladolid can stay and hang on here. Bearing in mind, Valladolid are rock bottom of La Liga. They were relegated long ago. They're basically 17 points from safety, I think. 17 points from safety. Yeah, so they're rock bottom, worse than Southampton, basically. And they're currently beating the league leaders, Barcelona. Isn't that just the way in football? Top v bottom, and bottom is winning. Alex, most people clearly expected a draw or a low score of a Man United win. Look, I still think Manchester United are not... This is why I think it's a good idea for United to win the Europa League. As a Liverpool fan, I would actually quite enjoy United winning it, because I think long term it might end up being the worst thing to happen to them, because it'll kid them that some of their players are actually better than they think they are. Like Rasmus Højlund is dreadful, but they might just keep him if they win the Europa League. Yellow card there, Lou. I don't know if you're still in the chat, Lou, but there's just been a yellow card there for... Ooh, who was it? Darmian. Matteo Darmian, yellow card. Another ex-Man United player. Yeah, it wasn't a great challenge. Suslov got brought down. It was a good run there from Suslov for Verona. That was a bad tackle, that. Jadon Thompson score. It's 1-0 to Inter Milan currently. Penalty from Aslani about 6 minutes in. We are 23 minutes in to the game. Alex 30, he just lacks finishing. Not a proper number 9, mate. He lacks pretty much everything, though, doesn't he, Højlund? There's not much else he does. What does he do that's good? There's nothing that he does that would put him in the £80 million bracket. And yet that is exactly what Man United paid for him. So if you put Højlund up for sale tomorrow, what do you think you'd get for him? Because I don't think it'd be anywhere near... I think you'd be looking at 25, maybe even 30 million at a push. You're not getting 80 million for Rasmus Højlund now. Good play by Inter there, getting into the final third. Garnacho also needs to be benched and give Diallo some time. Garnacho actually was quite good, I thought, against Bilbao the other night. I think if United do end up selling him, that'll be a mistake. He's probably one of United's better players. 4-4-4, Raheem, Arsenal just lost. Adam Smales, champions again, ole ole. Jadon Thompson, what game are you watching on the last day of the Prem? I don't know. I mean, probably Forest and Chelsea. That seems to be the one that will have the most riding on it. Titles decided. Yeah. Titles decided. The relegation battle's done and dusted. It's really just between those sort of final few European places. And if we look at the final day fixtures, it's Bournemouth Leicester. No. Fulham Man City. Nah. Ipswich West Ham. Nope. Liverpool Palace. Yeah, that might be alright. I mean, look, we'll probably put Liverpool Palace on to see Liverpool lift the trophy. I think we've got to do that. Man United Villa. I think United will be out of Europe. No, they won't be out of Europe by that point, will they? Nah, not watching that. We're not watching United Villa. Newcastle Everton. Again, it's not worth watching. Forest Chelsea, that's probably the one. Southampton Arsenal. Again, Southampton down comfortably. Arsenal will be out of the Champions League and will just be feeling sorry for themselves. So I imagine they'll win that one about 10-0 to try and convince Arsenal that they're back for next season. We're back. Tottenham Brighton. Yeah, Tottenham will have a Europa League final to watch, so they look forward to. So they're not gonna do anything there. And Wolves and Brentford. Yeah, it's Forest Chelsea, innit? That's the one. That's the one we're gonna watch on the final day. Alex 3006, Maguire running like prime Maldini or Ronaldinho. Didn't expect that also, actually. Yeah, Harry Maguire, £80 million. Another £80 million waste of money. Feel sorry for Harry Maguire. Adam Smales nearly threw my guts up at how hard they tried. At how hard who tried? Bissek's just gone down there. I think he's okay. I think he might have pulled a... Yeah, he might have just tweaked his knee. That'll be a blow, that. Last thing you want is Bissek out of that return leg. Adam Smales, Plymouth with nothing to play for. Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest, Leeds weren't great, were they, in that first half? They were pretty poor. But obviously, yeah, Solomon getting the win at the end, that was massive. It was really, really good end to the game. 444 Raheem, Arteta should be leaving Arsenal. He can't win anything. Jaden Thompson, what do you think the top two will be? Liverpool, Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal fall away that much. I really don't. I don't think the chances of us, City or Forest or Newcastle or whoever catching them, I can't see them. They're not going to fall away that much. They're still going to beat Southampton on the final day. But they will go out. They will go out the other day. So they will go out against PSG this week. Alex 30, he's actually improved so good and he's so composed on the ball and quite solid on the defence. He's still one of the worst centre-forwards in the Premier League, though. In terms of starting centre-forwards, Rasmus Højlund's definitely bottom 5, let's say. He's down there. I would have Jørgen Strand Larsen of Wolves ahead of him, put him that way. He's maybe not as bad as Beto. Although saying that, Beto's probably better than him. Beto's doing well. I saw Beto's goal today. I don't think Højlund could have scored that. Adam, I honestly think City will nick second. They could do, but it would require... The thing is, it's going to require Arsenal to really drop off. And I just don't think they will. Arsenal are 3 points clear of City with a much better goal difference. And they've got... City have got Southampton. But Arsenal have got Southampton. Arsenal have got to play Liverpool. City have got to go away to Fulham. City have also got Bournemouth. So hang on, who's Arsenal's final games? Arsenal have got Liverpool, Southampton, and Newcastle. Yeah, Liverpool and Newcastle. They could do, couldn't they, actually, That makes sense, I guess. I didn't even, I wasn't even thinking of that. Yeah, maybe. Mitch, so Partey was playing and Arsenal lost. Can't wait for Wednesday. Yeah, to be honest, I was hoping United would go out this week as well. I'm just the only thing I'm clinging on with that Bilbao watch along on Thursday we're going to do is just whether or not Leon scored 4 past United. And a lot of that is with 10 men as well. They had 10 men and they had 4 past United at Old Trafford. So if Leon can do it, surely Bilbao can get... They only need 3. Surely they can get 3 past this United side. And how funny would that be? Imagine Bilbao 3-0 up at one point in the night. Can't see it, but it'd be funny. Adam Smales were linked with Højlund. Yeah, no, again, he's on too much money, mate. I can't see him going to Leeds. And United and Leeds don't tend to do business very often, do they? For obvious reasons. it's another naughty tackle off the ball there. Aslani's gone down. Ref's just having a little warning. Reece, we're still going to win the playoffs. Sunderland. I don't know, mate. I don't know, Reece. Sunderland are a very talented side, but you've really took your foot off the gas. You've really took the foot off your gas. How many games is that now you've lost in the last 4 to 6 weeks? It feels like you've honestly lost 6 in a row. You've fallen to bits. Absolutely fallen to bits. 5. Yeah, it's been a bad run. A really bad run. And you can't turn form off and on like that. As good as Sunderland have been, something tells me it's going to be a difficult end to the season for them. Over 2 legs, I think you probably do beat Coventry. I think you could just beat Coventry over 2 legs. And then, in a one-off game, anything can happen, I guess, against probably Sheffield United in the final. But it'll be interesting. Again, we'll watch both. We're going to do the watch-alongs on both of them, so we shall see. Inter just passing it around nicely at the back there. Really, really smart. Kelston, BCFC, Courtois, Bristol City. Do we think Bristol City will? Adam, they do business with us, but just try and fleece us. Look at Dan James. We're just confusing the opposition. Nothing wrong with that. Lulling them into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden, bang, Enzo Lafay sticks one in from distance. I think Sheffield United win the playoffs, but really hope it's not them. I'd like any of the top 3 up. Yeah, I'm the same. I think that's my stance as well, Ben. I'm not really a Sheffield United fan. I think Chris Wilder back in the Prem is absolute nightmare fuel. They're a waste of a Premier League spot. I would much rather give it to Sunderland, Coventry, or Bristol City. I don't really mind who. Great ball forward. Too easy for the keeper. Nice easy claim. And it's still 1-0 into Milan. Andrew, 2024, Coventry v Sheffield United final. Coventry have been playing well recently. Yeah, they have been playing very well recently. It's lots of long ball here. Lots of direct football from Hellas Verona. Lautaro Martinez there in the stands. And he has a very pretty lady sat next to him. I think Cov could do it if they turn up on the day. They're good on the day. Yeah, I was going to say they've played quite well today against Borough. We've seen them play quite well against West Brom. But then they've gone to Plymouth and had an absolute mare and got beat away at Home Park. Which, again, they're not the first team to. Home Park's been a tough place for a lot of teams this season, including Sheffield United. But, yeah, Coventry, I don't know. I think all 3 of them have got merit, haven't they? Sheffield United, Coventry, Sunderland. I can't see Bristol. I'd like to. I'd like Bristol City too, but I just can't see it. I can't see him coming up. Michael Cox, we haven't though. We struggled against Hull, Plymouth and Luton. Sorry, which Michael? Sorry, who are we on about here again? We've just talked about 3 different teams. You on about Coventry? Lampard to get back in the Prem would be good. Michael Cox, we're good against teams that come at us, struggle against defensive setups. Are we on about Coventry here? Sorry, okay. Yeah, Cov. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, West Brom came and kind of had a go, and there was chances on the counter. The same today with Borough. Came today, Borough needed to win, lots of space. Coventry hit them on the counter. Second goal was brilliant from Radoni. But yeah, against Plymouth, it was just a really, really poor performance all round. I thought defensively they were poor. And yeah, maybe that is the case. And if that is the case, then you would look at Chris Wilder will look at that and go, we know what we need to do. That's exactly the team that would beat Coventry. Sheffield United are about as defensive minded as it gets. Sunderland might give you chances. So that might mean that I think that playoff semi-final will be really good over 2 legs. Both of those will go for it, Sunderland and Coventry. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting watch. We will watch both of them, I'm sure. Brett Grant just popped round my mates to take the piss, but Walsall got robbed. Walsall can have absolutely no complaints whatsoever, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, they just can't. Absolutely not. The fact that they fell out of those playoff places, those automatic places, is just outrageous to me. Absolutely outrageous. And the scenes at Bradford as well at the end of the day was fantastic. So yeah, Donny Vale and Bradford going up. I wonder who's going to come up in the League One playoffs as well. Leyton Orient sneaking in as well. Leyton Orient in the Championship. That'll be interesting. Get them back in the champ. Michael Cox, Redoni is some player, worried he'll be off in the summer, but maybe one more year with us. Yeah, I think Redoni will stick around for a bit longer. He's working with his idol after all, isn't he? He said he was a Chelsea fan growing up, big Lampard fan. So I don't see Redoni going anywhere just yet, mate. I feel like he's probably one of them who's, you can see him maybe making the step up, but I don't think he's so good that you would look at one of those Premier League teams or maybe those upper Championship teams and going, they'll come and pinch him. Not just yet. I think he'll stick at Coventry. That's, even if Coventry go up, or if you don't go up, I mean, you'd expect, if Coventry don't go up, you would expect next season to have a really good go at maybe challenging, wouldn't you? Maybe challenging for automatic places. But he is a very talented player, I have to agree. Brett should have got promoted at the last minute. CJ, good to have you back, mate. Brett Grant, what a day to be a soccer fan. It's been a really good day. Saturday, always good. Lots of football. Same tomorrow. Again, four watch-alongs back-to-back today. And 4 watch-alongs back-to-back tomorrow. So, busy weekend of watching football. And the channel is growing. The channel is thriving. We're very nearly at 5,000 subs. That must be a penalty. Oh, no, he slipped. It was very nearly a second penalty for Inter Milan there. Yeah, very nearly at 5,000 subs on YouTube. If you haven't yet, go and give us a follow. We're live every single day on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, all of them. Wherever you might find us, wherever you're watching this right now, go and give us a follow. Search Premier League Dad. Michael, we expected the auto challenge this year, and then we had one of our standard starts. Brett, putting a shift in, lad. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Josto, how are you doing? Gateshead, Southend. Watch along on Monday. Not my style, that one. No, I can't. I've already pre-booked Nottingham Forest away at Palace. So yeah, we're a little bit busy on Monday for Gateshead, Southend. But why not? Maybe another time. I tell you, he's some player, this Bissek at right back. He's a proper find for Inter. I think he could be one who, I could see him playing for Chelsea in another couple of years. It's like a Chelsea type of player. Chelsea type of signing from Serie A. Good player. Really good player. Well, Verona are pressing. You can't say they're not. They're certainly putting a press on Inter, but Inter are just passing it around really nice. And as I say that, Inter give it away. Commentator's curse. And now Verona are away through the middle. Bissek gets back and tidies it up. Told you. Good player, him. Very good player. Keep an eye out for him, Jan Bissek. Long crossfield ball, bit too heavy. Arnautovic watches it out. I still can't believe Barcelona are getting beat. Valladolid of all teams beating Barcelona. Who's playing for Barca as well? Do you know what? Barcelona have basically done exactly what Inter Milan have done, by the way. Barcelona's lineup is ter Stegen in goal, Martin, Christensen, Araujo and Fort, Lopez, Gavi, Pedri, and then the front three is Daniel Rodriguez, Pau Victor and Ansu Fati. So they've dropped De Jong, they've dropped Pau Kabasi, they've dropped Martinez, Garcia, Olmo, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, Szczesny, and Lamine Yamal. It's mad. I mean, I can only assume that Inzaghi and Hansi Flick have got on the phone to each other and gone, listen, lad, our players are absolutely goosed. Our players are absolutely knackered. Can we have a gentleman's agreement that we both rest them? And we'll just both rest our players for these last couple of last game or so before we play each other again on Wednesday and get everyone fresh. AFC Harrison, thoughts on Arsenal just bottling every game in the Prem because our players just have their eyes on the Champions League and we don't give two shits about the Prem. I mean, look, you can say that, Harry, but I think if you go out of the Champions League, then all of a sudden that looks like a real waste of time, doesn't it? And you might end up finishing... Oh, unlucky. Really good distance shot there from... was it Aslani again? Yeah, I think it was. It was a really good shot there. Very nearly dipping under the bar. Inter Milan nearly going 2-0 up. Great effort there from distance. Yeah, look, I think Arsenal are going out against PSG, Harry. And I don't think... I would be amazed if they turned it around at this point. It's a tough thing to go to the Parc des Princes and get a win. To do so while a goal down as well it's going to be rough. Ian, how long before Wrexham get in the Prem? Probably another 2 or 3 years, maybe. I'd say 3. Yeah, 3 more years. You know, I'm sure Ryan Reynolds and the others will keep investing, keep growing, and then we'll see them produce a team that could get in the Prem. They're not quite there yet, but I mean, look, no one would have said they would have got the promotions that they have, so yeah, it's really big for Wrexham. Harry, it's clear in the last few Prem games our players have been giving it 80 to 90%. Oh, I don't agree with that, Harry. I mean, look, they all seemed really, really annoyed today by the fact that they were losing. Yeah, I mean, even when it went to 1-1, Declan Rice turned round, giving all of his teammates daggers. Partey was raging. You know, Zinchenko, Arteta, they were all throwing their arms up. They were all furious at losing. I don't think as a Premier League player there is such a thing as playing at 80 to 90%. You either play 100 or you don't play at all. You get found out very, very quickly if you're not giving everything at that level. It's very unlikely you see players putting anything less than 100% in. Right, we're very close to half-time here in Milan. Inter still 1-0 up against Verona. Again, in Valladolid, Barcelona are getting beat by bottom of the table Valladolid, with a very weakened side, it must be said. Really good play there by Verona down the touchline. Cleared away by that man Bisek yet again. He's just on the end of everything, Bisek. He's winning absolutely everything. Right. I think this long throw into the box will probably be the last action of the half. Big throw, cleared away, and that should be half-time. Yeah, there you go. End of the first half. Inter 1, Verona 0. Just that penalty separating the two. Video assistant referee correctly pointing out that it was a handball from the Verona defender. And look, we are 45 minutes away from Inter being within touching distance again of Napoli at the top of Serie A. Harry, I don't think we'll do PSG in the second leg due to the depth of our squad, and I just don't think we have it in us. Do you think it's depth? Why? Again, I don't think depth necessarily makes a huge difference here, because there's only really two Arsenal first teamers out, isn't there? There's only really Gabriel and Kai Havertz. There's probably only those two that would get in the first 11 that Arsenal have right now. So, Arsenal are missing them. Maybe Dembele is missing for PSG. We don't know yet. But PSG haven't got a full strength crew out. They've had some players missing. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like Arsenal's injuries and all that is overplayed. We look at PSG. PSG get beat today, by the way, by Strasbourg. But they've had some players out. Like I say, Kimpembe's been out. Dembele missed today. They did rest a few players, to be fair, PSG. Ramos came in, and Bai came in, Kangin Lee came in, Mayulu, Beraldo, Tape, Zaire Emery, Safonov as well, the goalkeeper. Donnarumma didn't play at all. So, yeah, it was a heavily rotated PSG side. Oh, God, honestly. Nose is absolutely itchy as anything. Hay fever is dreadful. There you go. Apparently, just looking at some of the Arsenal fan channel comments, and a lot of them seem to be indicating that if PSG knock Arsenal out on Wednesday, they want to see Arteta gone at the end of the season. Do we think that is likely or accurate, or do we think there's anything in that? A lot of Arsenal fans do seem to be tiring of Arteta. I think that's fair to say. Guti, am I allowed to come onto the stage? I don't know what that means, mate. The invitation box. Oh, no, dude. Sorry. And not for. Normally I would, but because we're doing a match, no. We don't normally do that during a match. No, not normally watching. Sorry, not normally during a watch along. Just because it again tends to disrupt everything. C-Dubs, thoughts on Bournemouth embarrassing Arsenal twice this season? Yeah, the double over Arsenal. I forgot about that. Listen, I actually really like Bournemouth. I'm quite gutted that they're going to finish where they're going to finish. I mean, they might end up finishing in 8th. Maybe Bournemouth can get European football next season. That'd be a hell of a season for Bournemouth, wouldn't it? But you'd also have to say that after the way they've played this season, it'd also be a bit disappointing for them to not have just kind of... I think Bournemouth really should be where Forest are. I think Bournemouth have had that good of a season. They've just fallen away. Since February, look at Bournemouth battering Forest 5-0. That wasn't that long ago. And then they've just fallen away completely. They've absolutely fallen off a cliff. C-Dubs, we're going to lose quite a few players, though, to be honest. Yeah, I know, and maybe even your manager as well. Andoni Iraola's, I'm sure, a manager in high demand. But, yeah, look, if you end up losing Hyson, you lose maybe Kirkes, maybe Semenyo, maybe. It's going to be a rough summer for Bournemouth. But I do think you might get Europe. I'm rooting for you, certainly. I would quite like to see Andoni Iraola's side rewarded with Europe. And it might mean some of your players stay. You know, maybe I think Kirkes and Hyson are certainly I think they're too good. They're probably a level, above. And like I said, I'd love both of them at Liverpool. But then I think your Semenyos, your Kluiverts, your Wataras maybe. I think Ryan Christie's been really good this season. Zabani had a good game today as well. There's a lot of very capable players at Bournemouth, so yeah, I think they can still be a competent European side next season, have a good little season in Europe. Ollie MUFC, I don't want Rashford back. Rashford is absolutely going back to Man United. Absolutely 1,000,000%. It's not even in dispute. There's no way that Aston Villa pay 40 million quid for him, especially if they don't get the Champions League. So, yeah, 40 million quid is a no-go for Marcus Rashford, and certainly not on... He'll go back to United, and he'll be sat there on whatever he's on, 350k a week. Highest paid player at the club. Who's taking him? I don't think anyone's going to go and take Marcus Rashford from Man United. He's not done enough to warrant a big transfer fee at Villa. And the wages that he's on, he would demand Manchester United pay a good chunk of him off, probably pay... If he's going to go and accept 200 grand at another club, he'll probably say to United, all right, well, for me to go, I want you to pay me the remainder of my contract up for the valuation that's left, and I'll go. He might be playing them sort of games. And who would blame him? Shark, Saudi will get him, surely. No, Rashford... Listen, again, Rashford isn't going to go to Saudi. We know that he wants to be in the England squad. We know that he's prioritised staying in the Premier League. He thinks he can contribute in the Premier League. There's no way Marcus Rashford ends up in Saudi. He either ends up at another Premier League club, he goes back to Man United, or he might get a move to the continent in the same way that Scott McTominay's done. But even those clubs on the continent haven't got big money. They're not paying Marcus Rashford money and Marcus Rashford wages. If he goes to somewhere like Dortmund or Juventus, both of whom were linked to him before Villa signed him, he could go to those clubs, but he would need to take a hit on the wages, and United would need to take a haircut on the transfer fee. They're not paying 40, and he's not getting 350. So someone's going to have to take a hit, and that's where it becomes a game of chess. How badly do Man United want him out of the club? And how badly does Marcus Rashford want to leave? I think Marcus Rashford could call United's bluff and say, do you know what? I'm staying. I'm fine. I'll stay here and fight for my place. And the United board will shit it. Especially if they've got an offer of, say, 20 million quid from Dortmund. And Dortmund say, all right, we'll pay 20 for him and we'll pay him £250,000 a week. He'll go. But 20 million quid's nothing for Marcus Rashford, is it? Kluivert's been good as well. CJ19, I'd take Rashi at Atletico. But again, you're not going to pay the money, are you? That's the thing. You're not going to pay that sort of money. Shark, I can see him in Spain. The only problem is the money. Yeah. It's the thing. It's the barrier that's going to stop him moving wherever it is, isn't it? That's what's going to cost him. Mr. Random, good to see you. Opinions on Leeds winning the Championship. Fully deserved. Fully deserved. I think they've been the best side in the Championship this season. They just about turned it around at the end at home park there. Good team. I think they've got a very good chance of staying up in the Prem, assuming they get some Premier League experience in there. I think they're a little bit better prepared than they were last time they came up. I'm not sure Danny Farker is the right manager to lead them, and I do think he probably does get sacked midway through the Premier League season. So I'd imagine Farker leaves, and I imagine they go out and get some. If they're smart, I think Leeds would do well to go and get some proper Premier League experience. And I'm talking not necessarily players who are, brilliant or immediate starters for them. I'm talking about lads like Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy on a free could do really well for Leeds. Maybe even Jordan Henderson from Ajax. Jordan Henderson could work. Go and get Calvin Phillips back from City. Players like that. Players who we know have played in the Prem before. Players who've contributed at the top level. Maybe Calvin Phillips isn't at his absolute best, but we know he did it for Leeds before. He's been settled there before. He could do it again. And yeah, definitely need a new keeper and manager. Again, in terms of a keeper, if Mellier's going, Darlow's not going to be your number one in the Prem. Who do you go and get? Newcastle are on about a new keeper. Could Nick Pope be one for Leeds? Nick Pope feels like a good fit for Leeds, I would say. Although saying that, Danny Farker likes to play out from the back and likes to, so Nick Pope with the ball at his feet is probably not ideal. So maybe you need to go a bit more bolder. Maybe you go and get. I don't think Quivine Kelleher goes to Leeds. I think Quivine Kelleher's better than that. No disrespect to Leeds. I think Kelleher's probably targeted by Newcastle or maybe by a Chelsea or someone like that. Henry, do you think Villa can sneak into the top 5? I think they can sneak into the top 5. Yeah, Henry, I do, but I don't think they will. I think that's. It was a big win for them today against Fulham. It was a big win, but they're going to have to win out. I think they're going to have to win the remaining 3 games of the season and hope for results elsewhere to go their way. Especially on the final day, Chelsea and Forest playing each other at the City ground. That's going to be a tough one, and it's whether or not Villa can just get the 3 wins that they need to do their bit. And if they do, then maybe they can. But they've got to go to Old Trafford as well, Villa. And I know by that point, Man United might be in the Europa League final. I've one eye on that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tough watch, innit? Or a tough call, I guess. Mr. Random could swap Harrison for Pickford. Jack Harrison. Honestly, they hate Jack Harrison at Everton. They don't rate Jack Harrison at all. I mean, he's been pretty poor for him. And they worship Jordan Pickford, so I can't see it somehow. Again, Jack Harrison's going to come back. He's a Premier League proven player. I can't see him staying at Leeds, but you never know. Good squad option, maybe. Wazza, would you do join lives? What do you mean, would I do join live? I don't know what that means, mate. Sorry. I'm fairly new to TikTok. Henry, I can see us winning Spurs and United as they are focused on Europe. Bournemouth away is huge. Joint lives, sorry. Would I do joint lives? Yeah, I would, but probably not during the game. It's just about to kick off, mate. So I absolutely would. No problem doing joint lives. But yeah, we're live on Inter Milan and Hellas Verona, just about to kick off now. So for now, I probably won't do. Yeah, Bournemouth away is huge. Henry Villa winning for Harrison 2 years ago. Wazza collab, United versus Athletic. What do you mean United versus Athletic? Oh, Bilbao. Oh, right, I see. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. If you want to drop us a message, we can have a look at it, yeah? Wazza, you're doing well, mate. Cheers, man. Thank you. Again, it's not. I'm not being a funny bugger or anything. I've just never done them before. I've only ever done me. I've never had to collab with anyone before, and it's not. I'm fairly new to it. I only started it in January, so I'm up to nearly 5,000 subs on YouTube. Again, it's not much, but it's getting there. Two and a bit thousand, I think, 2,500 or so on TikTok. So, just slowly but surely. But we'll see. I mean, you get if you're just doing watch-alongs, you'll get there. seem to get good traffic here. I mean, it's pretty low on this one, but it is a Serie A game on a Saturday night, so I wouldn't expect big numbers for this. But we had a couple of thousand in earlier today. MCR, are you Italian or do you indulge on other leagues too? No, I'm not Italian. I am as British as they get. But I watch Serie A, I watch La Liga, I watch the Championship. I'm doing a Scottish game tomorrow. I'm doing Celtic against Rangers in the SPL. That's a 12 p.m. kickoff. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And yeah, it's good. It's a good watch. So if you fancy watching all sorts of football, we have a community of very knowledgeable football fans. And that is how you build your knowledge, by the way. That is how you build your knowledge, by watching games across Europe, understanding how different teams play, understanding how the game is played in different leagues, understanding different players. And also, that's poor. That's really poor. Yeah, it's like a scouting mission. A lot of people will watch these games and you'll spot a player like I've been saying now for the last few weeks. Bissek at Inter Milan. He's fairly new to Inter Milan, but he's a fabulous player, really really good player, very tidy. He's one to watch for Premier League teams now. Not that I would consider myself to be a scout in any way, shape or form, but you know what I mean. You'd get maybe more insight to it than you would if you just played FIFA or watched him occasionally in the Champions League. Neither have I. Again, I'm new to TikTok, started 3 weeks ago. Nice. I'll give you the follow, mate. I'll give you the follow, Wazza. I'll keep an eye on you. Reese, that was a good pen from Inter. Yeah. Lucky to get it, maybe. Lucky to get it, but they've played all right, Inter. They have played okay. MCR just dropped you a follow, fella. Keep it up. Cheers, man. I do have a slightly, for what it's worth, again on TikTok, we've not got that many, but on YouTube, I'm live right now on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever, all of them. And if you go to the other platforms, YT, you will see a slightly better looking setup. So I've got a professional camera here. I've got a professional mic. It's a little bit better in terms of audio visual quality. We've got a scoreboard here. So Inter and Hellas Verona in their colours with the badge and everything. It looks a bit better on YouTube and various other platforms. On TikTok, we have to do it this way. So by all means, go and search me up, Premier League Dad, on YouTube, and you'll see how it looks on there as well. A lot of people prefer it that way because we've got the clock. I've not even started the clock for the second half. What am I doing? The scoreboard hasn't even started for the second half. And we're very nearly on 48 minutes. Inter Milan here, flying forward. The fact that Arnautovic is still playing for the top team is mad. He very nearly signed for United, didn't he? Good play there down the left-hand side. Block, and it's a corner to Inter. Wazza, appreciated fella. Ditto with the follow. I'll go live for United and drop you a message. Good man. Cheers, Wazza. Appreciate it, mate. Keep in touch. It's always good to have other people going through the journey about the same time as you as well. You never know what you can learn, pick up. I'm still learning every day. Here's Aslani with a corner for Inter. Ball into the box. Good flick. Punched away by the keeper. Can he keep it in? If he can, he might have a chance here. Inter. Arnautovic. Corner. Another corner. It wasn't Arnautovic, it was Fratesi. But again, it's a big game this for Inter Milan. If Inter do manage to get the win, they go 3 points behind. 3 points behind Napoli. And the final few games of the season, just to be very, very clear, the final fixtures of the season are Inter Milan away to Torino, And I think Inter can do that one, to be honest. Napoli are at home to Genoa. You'd fancy Napoli there. Inter are at home to Lazio. They might drop points there, to be honest. They're going to have to win. They'll have to win if they've got any hope. Meanwhile, Napoli are away to Parma. Again, could drop points there. Parma have been right down the bottom. I think they'll be safe, to be honest, but you never know. Tough trip, Parma. And then on the last day of the season, Napoli are facing Cagliari at Napoli as well. So I think Napoli have got it pretty much sewn up, haven't they? It's going to take something pretty special, you would have to say, for them not to. It's going to take something pretty special. Harami Habibi, thank you for the follow. Cheers, man. Barca are selling me right now. Need them to win. No skill, Aaron. Oh, God. Thank God I stayed away from that. Honestly, Barca to win away at Valladolid. Stay away. Top v bottom. There's always likely to be a shock there. Especially when they're prioritising the Champions League. The same way as Inter are. Inter have rested pretty much everyone tonight for this one. I'm really surprised. I didn't think they would. Especially with the title race still ongoing. I didn't think they would. But Barca are playing... Mate, Barca are playing Ansu Fati up front. And Pau Victor and... You know, Hector Fort, and they've dropped Rafinha, Yamal, and Ferran Torres. They've dropped Pedri. I mean, they've got Gavi in midfield, but they've not got De Jong on. They've got Araujo's at the back. They've brought Christensen back in. No Pau Kabasi. They've dropped loads of them. Honestly, they've dropped absolutely loads of them. Yamal is on the pitch, to be fair. Oh, has he come on? He must have come on then. He wasn't before. Let's have a look. Yeah, they've brought Yamal on for Danny Rodriguez, who was the centre forward. Danny Rodriguez was making his debut at centre forward, or at least on the right wing. Sorry, Pau Victor was centre forward. So it's Lopez, Gavi, and Pedri in midfield. Martin, Christensen, Araujo, Fort, ter Stegen in goal. Good to see ter Stegen back in goal for Barca. I wonder if he might maybe keep his place. Do you think ter Stegen may do? Che Wanza, Arteta out. Lots of disgruntled Arsenal fans. Given that this game didn't mean an awful lot to them, there is a sense that maybe they're just running out of patience a little bit with Arteta, and that, you know, some of the other factors around this season, the likes of Arne Slot coming in and winning it in his first season at Liverpool, after Arteta struggling for so long, that's been a bit of a body blow to Arsenal. Getting knocked out of the cups. You know, it looks like they're going to go out to the Champions League as well. It's not been a good season for Arsenal. And then if Spurs go and win that Europa League, oh my God, it's been a terrible season. It's been an absolutely dreadful season. Haram Habibi, they haven't dropped Pedri. No, you're right. Sorry, Haram. They haven't dropped Pedri. I thought they had. When I checked the lineup earlier tonight, I thought they dropped loads. They dropped De Jong. They've not dropped Pedri. And they had dropped Yamal, Rafinha, and Ferran Torres, and Pau Kabasi, and pretty much everyone else, to be honest, that had started the other night. They dropped, you know, Szczesny had dropped. They put Stegen back in goal. It's a fully changed Barcelona team, pretty much. So it wasn't surprising when I saw them getting beat. Same as I thought Inter Milan would go strong here. And they haven't, although Inter are somehow in front. Verona are pushing forward though now. Hamza Ali, hopefully Inter batter Barcelona. It's going to be a cracking game on Tuesday night, that, isn't it? Again, we're live for that on Tuesday. Tuesday night we'll be live at 7 p.m. for the 8 p.m. kickoff, Inter Milan against Barca here at the San Siro. No skill, Aaron. Surely Barca win. Right, surely. I don't think they do, mate. I think if you can cash out on that one, cash it out. Che Wanza, to be honest, it's less the game's importance, it's more how we lost it and the tactics. Yeah, but is the tactics really been any different now than they have been in recent seasons? It feels like Arsenal's tactics have always been quite, I don't know, negative, I guess. Like, I don't know. What about the tactics didn't you like? What about the tactics really annoyed you today? Good pressing there from Verona to win it back. They are getting a little bit more joy here in the final third, Verona. Chachua down the right-hand side. Cross in here from Suslov. Chance. Very, very nearly Verona cleared away. Mark, hi mate, how are you? Very, very good, mate. Very, very good. Hope you're doing good too. Looking forward to this one tonight. Arsenal bottled so hard they might not even come second. I know, imagine they finished third in a 2-horse race. Harami Habibi, what are your opinions on the United Spurs Europa League final? Obviously, if both teams go through. Yeah, I think both teams do go through. I think both teams do, and I imagine, or at least I'm hoping for, a Spurs win. I'm hoping for a Spurs win. Here we go, Inter Milan away here. It's 3-on-2 if they get this right. Big chance for Inter. He's played in Correa, bit too heavy. Arnautovic got it all wrong there. Way to pass was all wrong. They had a 3-on-2 Inter there. Could have killed the game off. Poor. Yeah, I'm hoping for a Spurs win. Spurs have beat United twice already this season. And also, United haven't beat Spurs since 2022. So, the form table suggests Spurs would win that one. And I think they would. Yeah, I think I would fancy Spurs. I also think it means slightly more to Spurs than it does United. You know, Spurs haven't won a major trophy in a long time. Mitch, Arteta out already. Again, lots of Arsenal fans really are pushing for an Arteta out already. Harami, you're sounding like a City or Liverpool fan, I'm guessing. I am a Liverpool fan, yes. And I'm very honest. I am very honest about Manchester United. It was basically a hate watch the other night, watching Man United and Bilbao. I'm very honest. I didn't want United to go through. The same way United fans hate Liverpool, I hate United. I've no problem saying it. Absolutely no problem saying it. I don't want United to go through. I have no problems telling you that. But I do think, even aside, let's put the hatred to one side, Spurs, I still think Spurs are the better side. They're still the better side. They've beat United twice this season. United haven't beat them in many, many years. I think Spurs would be favourites going into that final. Mitch, but United is unbeaten. How will Tottenham beat us? There's a first time for everything. Just as United are unbeaten, Spurs are on a winning run against Man United this season. So it depends how you want to phrase that stat, doesn't it? Mark, got a scenario. Let's say Everton play United. If Everton lose, they relegate. But if they win, LFC get the Prem. What do you mean? Let's say Everton play United. If Everton lose, they get relegated. But if they win, LFC get the Prem. And yeah, then Everton win all day. Everton win. If I've understood that scenario correct, Mark. Harami, but do you not think we have that European dog in us? We are the only unbeaten team in Europe. Listen, that stat means nothing to me. The whole unbeaten team in Europe, you've played no one. You've played absolutely no one. And to be fair, you've had 4 put past you by Lyon at Old Trafford. You've had, Bodo Glimt put 3 past you at Old Trafford. It's not, I don't think United's, you've played teams like Victoria Plitzen, you've played teams like, you've played teams like Victoria Plitzen, you played Rangers, you needed a last minute winner to get past Rangers. You've not played, forget the unbeaten stat. You don't win trophies by being unbeaten. I think United have been pretty poor in the Europa League this season. You've been pretty poor in the league this season. Spurs the same, but Spurs have been marginally better. So, yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with the European dog at all. Anyone can beat anyone in Europe, and Spurs have done better than United all season. Alex 30, what's the score, mate? Bored. It's 1-0 Inter. 1-0 into Milan. 60 minutes gone. Inter Milan, again, still within touching distance of Napoli. They need this win. They really need to get this win over the line. Verona are pushing. They're certainly hitting Inter on the counter-attack. But Inter are pushing to try and get that second. If you get the second, I think it kills the game off. Casemiro isn't losing a final to Spurs. Zia, yo mate, Bournemouth won, get in. Yep, excellent. Really good performance from Bournemouth. It was pretty poor from Arsenal, but it was a good performance there. Harami, Habibi, I can't tell if you're having me on or not. Having you on about what? Having you on about what? Spurs have beaten United twice this season. What's there not to understand? Spurs beaten United twice. So therefore, you would imagine they'll beat them again. Or at least they would be favourites to beat them again. United haven't beaten Spurs in 3 years. 3 whole years they haven't beaten Spurs. That guy Jack just won the league on goal difference by 1 goal, which I scored. Nice, well done, Jack. Alex, we are better in the Europa League. Rather win it and get the Champions League spot. Again, I honestly, if United do win it, if United do end up beating Spurs and winning the Europa League, I will go down, mark my words, it'll be one of the worst things to happen to Manchester United as a club. It will be one of the worst things to happen to them. And I'll explain why. Because seriously, if United get knocked out of the Europa League or, whatever, whether it's against Bilbao or Spurs do it in the final, what will happen is Manchester United as a team will get burned to the ground. The ashes will get scattered and the Ineos and the Glazers and Ruben Amorim will be able to demand basically a brand new team because they're crap. And all the fans know the crap. When I asked Man United fans themselves, I did a poll earlier this season, and I asked United fans, how many players do you think Manchester United need to add to that team, that 11? How many players do you think they need to add to get back into the top 6 next season? And the most common answer, it ranged from between 6 and 11. There were some, genuinely, who said we need basically a full new squad. We need 14 new players. Because we've still got Eriksen, Evans, Lindelof leaving, and players who've been around the first team playing games. And there's a load of others who we need to get rid of. So it ranged from about 6 to 11, but the most common answer was 8. United need 8 new players. If they win that Europa League and they get in the Champions League, I am telling you, Ineos and the Glazers will use that as a scapegoat, as a springboard to say, well, they're not that bad, them players. They're all right. They'll keep some of them. Keep some of them. We'll keep them. They're quite good, then. And they might only end up getting 3 or 4. And it'll kid them. It'll kid them on. And they'll be in the Champions League. They'll get played off the park in the Champions League and they'll still be in the bottom half next season. It'll be brilliant. I'll love it. It'll be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Harami, Habibi, us being unbeaten doesn't mean a trophy. What does it mean then? It doesn't mean a trophy. You can go unbeaten and get knocked out of everything. It doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean anything at all. Mate, you were unbeaten in the FA Cup, weren't you? You were unbeaten in the FA Cup. You still got knocked out. It doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. Harami, if we go unbeaten, that means we will eventually win a trophy. No, not at all. I love listening to you already. You've overtook Mark Goldbridge. Cheers, man. I guess there's a compliment in that somewhere. Ruby, I support Liverpool. Good to see you. Good to see you, Ruby. Sorry, mate, what was that? 20 times Liverpool. Oh, God. It's all going off here. No skill, Aaron. Hoof and Chase Merchant. Murray, okay, what's your point, kid? Lads, lasses, calm it down. Wind your neck in. We're all having a good time. It's all good. Chill out. We're only having a bit of banter back and forth. Don't get too personal with it. And if anyone is getting personal, just tell them wind the neck in. Pack it in, boys. Liverpool's winning the Champions League. Murray meant Barca, lol. Well, Barca might yet do, but hey, if they play like they did against Inter on Wednesday night, I actually think Inter Milan might win it. Barca were very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. That could have been 4-2, that. Maybe even 5-2. Inter Milan played much, much better than Barca. Harami Habibi, all 40 of you guys subscribe to Premier League Dad on YouTube. Thanks, man. Thank you. You're a sweetheart for saying that. Ruby, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Ruby. Yeah, here. Liverpool fan. Been a Liverpool fan for 30, 35 years. Watched us all over the world. Watched us in Champions League semi-finals and finals and all sorts over the years. Been to thousands of games with my dad. And now I'm a dad. I've got a little girl. So I can't afford to go to games anymore. Can't afford to. I sit and watch him here with you guys. Because it costs a fortune now going the game. So it's now about watching it on here. Well, not just watching Liverpool, but watching everyone. Watching all teams. Watching football as we enjoy it. Here's Verona on the counter-attack here. Chachua's just getting into the box. Great run from Suslov. Side netting. Side netting. Unlucky. Very, very unlucky. CJ19, Prem Dad, mate, Fabio Silva, Anthony and Romero, all linked to Atleti. You don't have to call me Prem Dad, by the way. I know that I don't really... My name's Key. Kieran. Key. Most people call me Key. K-E-E, Key. You can call me Key. But yeah, Fabio Silva, Anthony and Romero, all linked to Atleti. I think Anthony's going to stay at Betis, almost certainly. Fabio Silva... I can't see him. He'll probably stay at Las Palmas. He's not had a great season. Murray, on the Rangers. We're live tomorrow for Rangers. We're going to be doing Celtic and Rangers Old Firm game tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We'll be live at 11 a.m. for the Old Firm. So if you fancy watching the Old Firm game tomorrow, can Rangers scrap some sort of, I don't know, self-respect back of this season? Scouse House, can we all agree Casemiro is half the player he was? Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't even think half the player, maybe even a third of the player. Murray, I'm going. Good lad. Enjoy it. Ibrox, beautiful stadium. Under the sunshine on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, Sunday lunchtime. Be a great game, that. Romero would suit us. Bang on, proper shit house. What's your score prediction for tomorrow? For which one, Alex? For which one? For Liverpool-Chelsea, I think 2-2. I think there's going to be goals aplenty in that one. And I'd like us to win it, of course, but yeah, I think we might just struggle at the end. Bissek's coming off here for DeMarco. Mkhitaryan's come on as well. And Mosquera's coming on for Hellas Verona. Murray, best in the world, stadium and atmosphere. Wouldn't disagree with you about that. I've walked out at Ibrox. I've walked down the tunnel. Out onto the pitch and kicked the ball about at Ibrox. Very, very lucky. And I've been in the home changing rooms meeting Claudio Caniggia and some of the other players who were there at the time. Deno, I don't know, man. Are Arsenal players tired of their manager or what? I think it's just been a poor performance today from Arsenal. Defensively, they weren't quite on it. And, yeah, I don't know. But I agree with you. I think a number of Arsenal fans are starting to run out of patience with him. Especially on Thursday night. Sun has got me, lad. Feel so knackered. But I'm enjoying the live, so I'll stay, mate. Nice, CJ. Cheers, man. If you want to support the channel, make sure you go and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you go and follow on YouTube. If you're intent on staying and watching, it's much better to watch the live on YouTube. But you can, of course, stay on TikTok if that's your preference. We're live on them all. Murray, especially on Thursday night. Scouse House might need this. Thursday night to Rangers nights. For the Brentford versus Man United one, I think Brentford. Yeah, I think Brentford will nick that one. Again, there's more riding on it for Brentford than there is United. United obviously focused entirely on the Europa League. And Brentford, I think Brentford will give them a good game. Brentford need to win. If they've got any chance of getting Europe next season, and they really do have a good chance, yeah, Brentford could nick it. So after that 2-0 win for Brentford over Forest, I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Forest. 2-1 Brentford. What am I on about? 2-1. 2-1 Brentford. And then probably 1-1 on Monday night for Palace against Forest. That's another one we're doing live. We're going to do that one. CJ, Arsenal have built a very good side. Now need a striker and a new manager. Listen, a new manager comes in and tears all that up. So a new manager comes in and probably says bye-bye to Odegaard. Probably bye-bye to Partey. Whoa, that was a naughty one. He's given a yellow card here. It was a nasty tackle in midfielder from... who was it on? Was it on Correa? Who is it? Let's just watch this back. Nah, there's nothing in that. Handbags. Murray, Rangers or Celtic. Celtic won the league, but hopefully we'll have it next season. I can't really pick Rangers or Celtic, mate. I quite liked both of them growing up. I really, really liked Henrik Larsson growing up. He was one of my favourite players to watch when I used to watch the SPL. But then I got, not invited, but I went up. Me and my dad did a tour of all the Scottish football grounds when I was about 11. So I went up and we went round Dundee, St Johnstone. We went everywhere. Hibs, Hearts. Ended up going round both Celtic and Rangers. Went to the grounds, and when we got to Ibrox, the chairman came down and basically invited us in for a little tour round the stadium. It was really good. Really, really good. So since then, I've always kind of liked Rangers as well. How can anyone have a comment for the best team in UK football, period? 2 Prem titles, here we go. Ali McCoist, way better. I liked Ali McCoist as a pundit as well. Scouse House, think you need to look at the whole history. 20 out of 20, remember. The thing is, they keep saying Liverpool have only won 2 Premier Leagues, as if that matters, as if that makes any difference. Manchester United haven't won a Premier League in 13 years, and all of their Premier League titles were all named slightly different things anyway. They won the Carling Premiership, they won the Barclays Premier League. They've won all different titles, same as we won one First Division. It was all named exactly the same thing. Barcelona have equalised against Valladolid. There you go. Manchester United or Manchester City. Oh, I don't like either. Rafinha's scored. He's come off the bench and scored for Barcelona. Murray, Salah's an amazing player. You shouldn't have sold Mane. I like Mane. But he was, again, Mane wanted to go. He wanted to leave. What did you think of the Championship today? Mate, it was a fabulous day. Championship was unbelievable to watch. I mean, it was a bit of a question mark over whether or not we did Aston Villa against Fulham, given the channel's name is Premier League Dad, whether we did Aston Villa and Fulham, or did we stick with the Championship and watch one of them games. And I'm so glad we watched the Championship games, because honestly, it was manic. There was thousands of people watching. We had Coventry against Middlesbrough, which was a great game, really, really big game, and Coventry were the better team. They played really well, and there was loads riding on it. But as the game's going on, we're hearing all sorts of Luton have scored, West Brom have scored, Blackburn are ahead at Bramall Lane, Plymouth are beating Leeds, and the title's going to Turf Moor. It was brilliant, great watching, great entertainment. Loved the last day. And, it's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Reece, if that's an argument, Arsenal have 13 league titles and Man City have 10. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Verona here with a chance. Chachua, corner ball, hit DeMarco. United are comfy, whichever way you want to spin it, before Prem or after Liverpool. 2 tainted Prems. Verona still pushing here. That's still pushing. It's gone behind. They've got a corner in the last 15 minutes here. No skill, Aaron. COVID question mark and PGMOL handed. I don't know how you can say PGMOL handed. You don't seriously believe that, Aaron. You don't really believe that. I know you don't believe that. You're an intelligent guy. There's absolutely no way you seriously believe that. For the kickoff, we were 25 points clear before COVID stopped the league. We were smashing it. We were the best Premier League team anyone has ever seen. We took 99 points out of a possible 101. 99 points out of a possible 101. How good are we? It's unbelievable. You don't believe that, Aaron. You really don't. I don't believe that you believe it. We were 25 points clear when COVID stopped. And when you say it's a PGMOL title, it's funny how Liverpool are one of the most penalised teams from the PGMOL. We've had more apologies than most, Liverpool. Arnautovic off, and Mehdi Taremi is coming on here. 77th minute at Inter. They really, really need to secure this winner. It's only that penalty from Aslani in the 6th minute that's separating these two sides. Verona are still very much pushing forward. Handball into free kick. Real Madrid have 10 tainted Champions Leagues. Aaron, are you aware of the game where Onana punched the Wolves player in the face? Yeah, no, they forget about that, mate. They forget about... Listen, this is how short United memories are. They're not even remembering that Garnacho handballed the ball in the first leg of the Bilbao game. None of them's even going to mention that. They're not even going to mention that Garnacho clearly handballs it. And that therefore the goal shouldn't stand, and therefore the penalty shouldn't stand, and therefore the red card shouldn't stand. So, United fans are all about as deluded as it gets. When it comes to Man United, anyway. Man United fan claiming ref bias, even if true, Fergie had them all paid up. No skill, Aaron, wasn't handball. It wasn't handball. Are you on glue? Mate, go and look on my profile. I posted a video. There's a clear image of Garnacho basically picking the ball up off the floor. It's about as clear a handball as you're ever likely to see. It should have been handball. It should have been dragged back. And it should have been a free kick to Bilbao. Therefore, no penalty, no goal, no red card. It would have been 11v11, free kick to Bilbao. And United would have been 1-0 up. And the tie's still on then. The tie is still on. Josto, remember when Van Dijk nearly killed Anthony Gordon? Killed him. His hair was already like that. M157 not liking the hate towards us. It's not hate. It's not hate. Chance here at the back post. DiMarco played away. Yeah, it's not hate. It's just pointing out the obvious that Manchester United are in the final because of a referee decision. A referee decision put them effectively 3-0 up in that tie. How can it be a natural position? And even if it was a natural position, doesn't matter if it was a natural position. His hand hit the ball in the build-up to a key moment in the game. Therefore, it's ruled out. Doesn't matter. That's how the game works. That's the rules of the game. Barcelona have scored. It's 2-1. 2-1 to Barcelona against Valladolid. Here's Tengsted coming on. Niasse and Duda off. Tengsted and Castans coming on for Verona. Last 10 minutes. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. CJ19, Barca have won it now, surely. Yeah, you would imagine so. I mean, yeah, look, Real Madrid are going to be 4 points behind if they win tomorrow against Celta Vigo. CJ19, we blew it ages ago. Thousand boiled eggs. Sadly, we're out of steam. Cracking season though. Maybe Europe. I think Forest will still get Europe. Yeah, I still think you'll get Europa League maybe. CJ19, well, into game. I know. Yeah, we probably should have gone with Barcelona tonight. We probably should have done Barca's game. Inter have rested too many players here. It's kind of disrupted the game a little bit. I mean, they're still 1-0 up. They're still going to get the 3 points you would imagine that they need to keep within touching distance of Napoli. But I think they've probably already blown Serie A. And I think, privately, Inzaghi would acknowledge that. It looks like Inter Milan have pretty much cost themselves Serie A by losing that game against Bologna, losing that game against Roma here as well, Claudio Ranieri's Roma. And since then, I mean, even the Coppa Italia game against AC Milan, they got battered 3-0 by Milan. Absolutely smashed all over the place. And from that moment on, Inter have looked a bit of a shell of a team. That's why I was so surprised at how good they were against Barca in midweek. They're a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team, Inter Milan, at the minute. You never really know what team you're going to get. And it wouldn't surprise me if Barca came here on Wednesday night, or Tuesday night, is it? Tuesday night, Wednesday night? Whenever it is. We're live for it anyway. It wouldn't surprise me if Barca came here and absolutely battered Inter. In the same way that we saw Inter do with Barca. So you never know. It was Fermin Lopez, who scored Barca's second goal. It was Fermin Lopez. Title looks like it's going to Naples. No kidding. Yeah, no kidding. There is another change here. It's Zalewski's going off. Cherby coming on. Last 10 minutes here now for Inter Milan. Almost certain that Barcelona will win against Valladolid now and basically secure what I would imagine to be the La Liga title. It does just put them 7 points clear of Real Madrid. Albeit Madrid do have a game in hand. They've got to beat Celta Vigo tomorrow. And even that, I think 4 points clear is a gulf, isn't it? 4 points clear is a real gulf. I mean, I know they do still have to play each other. Real Madrid have to go to Barcelona next week. So, what it effectively means is that Real Madrid are going to have to win at Barcelona. They're going to have to win and hope that Barcelona drop points in one of the other remaining games, whether it be maybe against Villarreal or maybe away to Espanyol, the derby. You know, they could drop points away to Espanyol. Villarreal are playing very, very well this season. They get a big win today against Osasuna, 4-2. So, look, yeah, it's probably not by any stretch over, but it's absolutely now hinging on Real Madrid winning against Barcelona in the Clásico next week. If they don't win in that Clásico, then it's done. A draw probably seals it for Barca. And if they win, actually, in theory, if they win, they could win the title. Couldn't they win the title? Now that might be interesting. If Barcelona, if Real Madrid draw tomorrow, they're 6 points behind Barcelona. And that then means if Barca were to beat Real Madrid, they would be 9 points behind with 3 games left. So they would have effectively lost the title against Barcelona. Oh, that would be big. That would be big, but it would be reliant on Real Madrid drawing tomorrow against Celta Vigo. Which again isn't beyond the realms of possibility. Celta Vigo doing alright this season. No skill, Aaron, do you watch snooker? Not very often, mate. Not very often. Long ball forward here for Inter. Real Madrid finished third. Long ball into the box, flicked on there by Verona. It's gone all the way out to the far side. Damian will just get it for the throw-in. They're slowing the game down now, Inter. They're just trying to see this out. I think the 1-0 is probably going to be enough. Verona not really creating too many chances. Newcastle v Chelsea next Sunday, live on TNT. That one's going to be a big one as well. We'll be live for that one, no doubt. Just a reminder again, as the game now starts to wind down, we're in the last 2 minutes of normal time, plus injury time here at the San Siro. It's not been a vintage Inter Milan performance, but we have got it's a very well-rested Inter Milan side. It's not the Inter Milan that we saw against Barcelona in midweek in the Champions League. We have to remind everyone of that. A lot of rests, a lot of change. You know, Barella's not played tonight. We've seen Mkhitaryan come off the bench. We've seen Acerbi come off the bench. Bastoni's not played tonight. Sommer's not played tonight. No Marcos Thuram up front either. Taremi's had to come off the bench. It's been a much changed Inter Milan side. But we are live tomorrow, by the way. We are live tomorrow for Celtic and Rangers, 11 a.m. The Old Firm derby in Scotland. Celtic and Rangers kicks off at 12 UK time. So make sure you give us a follow. Get clicking up here and give us a follow. Give us a like and all that good stuff. Get over to YouTube and give us a follow too. Straight after that, 2 o'clock. We're live for Brighton against Newcastle. That's going to be another watch-along. Another very interesting watch-along. And then we'll go to Chelsea against Liverpool, 4:30. Come on, Liverpool. The first guard of honour for the mighty Reds, for the champions. Looking forward to that one. Here's Inter flying forward. Can they get a second? And then we'll be back to Serie A. We're going to go back to Serie A tomorrow night. 7:45, Bologna against Juventus. Both of those two really heavily pushing for that last Champions League spot in Serie A. Can they get it? It's basically a playoff, that one. Bologna and Juventus. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. DJ, big game for us, Newcastle, if we want to finish second. Yeah, why not? CJ 19, Bologna 4, Juventus 1. That's going to be another interesting one, that one. Juventus are not in a good moment, I would say. They're not playing particularly well. But the results have been okay. Bologna, since they got the big result here against Inter Milan, I mean, they're in the driving seat, you would have to say. DeMarco wins the headers. 4 minutes of added on time here as well. Unknown, Bradford City gone up. Yep, snuck into there at the last minute, didn't they? Really good by Bradford. The Bantams. DJ, if we win, it puts us 2 points behind Arsenal and we play them soon to get 4 wins over them. Jake, I was so confident last week for the tune, getting nervous now, though pressure is on. I mean, look, it's good that you're looking up the table. It's good that you're looking up the table, but you also do have to consider the likes of, you know, Newcastle weren't great against Ipswich last week. And it only takes maybe Chelsea beating Liverpool tomorrow, or a much rested Liverpool. Maybe Forest getting a win on Monday night against Palace. Both of that infinitely possible. And Newcastle getting beat by Brighton tomorrow. It could all happen. If that happens, Newcastle are back in 6th. So it can all change. It can all change in one game week. It's so tight. Bradaric has gone off there, and Livramento has come on for Verona. Another Livramento. Don't think it's any relation to Tino Livramento, by the way, but it is a Livramento nonetheless. 2.5 minutes to go here. Unknown FRX, what league did Bradford City go into? They go up to League 1, mate. They were in League 2, they go up to League 1. Unknown after FRX, what's after that? 2? No. So Bradford were in League 2. They go up to League 1. If they go up again, they go up to the Championship, and then they've got the Premier League. Verona with the ball in, blocked. 1.5 minutes here for Inter to hang on. They're not really hanging on, to be honest. Verona haven't laid a glove on him. They're going to have to just pump it forward here, Verona, and hope for the best. That's good play. They're in here. Oh, unlucky. Very, very tidy there at the back by Inter. Christ, this is probably one of the best moments of the game. All of a sudden, there's a bit of intensity. Only got a minute or so left. No Scolari in Monaco. Are they beating Saint Etienne? Here's Inter, DeMarco, just getting it up the pitch at this point. Inter just looking for a bit of breathing room. Ball into the box. Flicked on again. Referee's about to blow in now. It's been a pretty... Yeah, there you go. It's been a pretty dull game. It has been a pretty dull game, to be honest. Inter 1, Verona 0. Inter, I mean, look, the defending champions get 3 points closer to Napoli, who are now 3 points ahead of them. it's still going to require an almighty turnaround for Inter to get back in front. I don't know if they've got it in them, to be honest. I think Napoli almost certainly will secure the Scudetto title from this point. Inter do still have a couple of tough games. Obviously, Lazio at home being the big one. For Napoli, I guess they're looking at maybe Genoa. They've got Parma away. They do play Cagliari as well on the last day, but I just can't see it personally. I think Napoli have got the title in the bag at this point. But we shall see. We'll obviously keep updated and we'll keep informed. We'll keep watching Serie A and see how these teams progress over the next few games. But we are going to move on to... Do we move over to Barca? Why not? Let's move over to Barca for the last 5 minutes. Right, I'm going to put Barca on. Wait a second. We're going to put Barca on for the last 10 minutes. Because it's on the... it's on La Liga TV. Or it's on Premier Sports, actually. One second. Right, there you go. We're on. Let's switch over. We're on Barcelona and Valladolid now. So we'll do that for the last couple of minutes. Here's Rafinha in the box, very nearly. Right, white and purple. Goodness gracious, mate. Right, okay. Eric Garcia coming on here. Right, there you go. We're off and underway. For Valladolid and Barcelona now for the last 10 minutes of this game. So I know it says that, but we have switched over. I know it says Inter Milan and Hellas Verona, but we have switched over to Valladolid Barca. It's live on La Liga TV or Premier Sports. So whatever your tipple is, get involved. Graham, how's it going? Scouse House, who do you think, Prem Dad, Juventus v Bologna? Well, it's at Bologna, isn't it? It's at Bologna, so be honest, I've got to say, I think Juventus are going to struggle. They've not been great away from home this season. Here's Lamine Yamal. Ball into the box. Barca could nick it here. Should be. Yamal off the line. Off the line. Still going here. Good save there by the Valladolid keeper. But it's a valiant rearguard at the back. I've got to say, Lamine Yamal's only been on for, well, half the game, I guess. He came on at half-time. And he's already causing chaos there at the back stick. Oh, it's a great clearance, that. Fabulous clearance. Keeping Valladolid in it. Scouse House, I got Juventus or draw. Bet. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Corner to Valladolid here. No, they've not just given it up yet. There's still a chance here for Valladolid, you'd have to say. Marc-Andre ter Stegen with the punch. It's a big, big opportunity here for Barcelona to take one big stride towards the La Liga title. If they can get the win. You would imagine, it's top v bottom. It should almost be a guaranteed win. But it has been really difficult. Valladolid have made it very, very difficult. They've played really well. Given that they're already down, I mean, Valladolid are like 18 points from safety. No skill, Aaron. I ain't betting on Prem games tomorrow. Feels way too swingy. Yeah, tomorrow's games are a little bit all over the place. I do think Brentford or draw is good money. I think Liverpool or draw against Chelsea, by the way, is very good odds. Just looking back at the Fermin goal here, the goal that's put Barcelona in front. Oh, it's a good finish, that. It's a good finish. Really good cross from Gerrard. And Fermin on the edge of the area. Wonderful finish, that. Really, really good finish from Fermin Lopez to put Barcelona in front. And as we head into the last 7 minutes of added on... Well, 7 minutes plus added on time. Aaron, they slapped them 7-0 reverse fixture. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Jake, Brentford win, Toon, Brighton draw, Spurs win, Liverpool win. Do we think? Monaco again. CJ19, will you do us tomorrow? Yes, I am. Of course I'm doing Liverpool tomorrow. It's 4 games again tomorrow, to be honest. So it's a long, long day. It's starting with Celtic and Rangers. Then it's Brighton and Newcastle. Then it's Liverpool away at Chelsea. And then we're going to do Bologna Juventus on the night. So, yeah, loads of football tomorrow. Again, if that's your thing, make sure you give us a like, give us a follow. Tell your mates, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Barca still pushing for a third here. It's a good bit of play, that. Monaco again. Oh, there's a yellow card there for Araujo. I think there'll be at least 3 goals in the Toon match tomorrow. Brighton conceded 54, scored 55. Brighton 0, Newport 2. Newport. Newcastle score pretty much every game and have a 2 XG. Mario Martin coming on for Valladolid here. Juric has gone off. Those stats, I'm going 2 on Newcastle. Brighton, Newcastle, both teams 2+ cards. bloody hell, don't bet on cards. Honestly, you can't bet on cards because it doesn't matter what form table says, whatever. You can always get a referee who just turns up on the day and goes, you know what, I'm not carding nobody. I'm not carding nobody. I'm quite happy just letting the game flow. And it's honestly, it's just a curveball. You just never know what's going to happen with referees. So honestly, I'd stay away from cards. Never ever go near cards. Shots on target, yeah, you can, there's a little bit of movement in that. Corners, again, I would stay away from. But generally speaking, I never do outright winners. I always do draws or double chances and maybe shots on target. That's it. Any more than that and you're playing with fire. Timber versus Kvara comes to mind. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. Exactly. Timber versus Kvara. Timber fouled him 3 or 4 times. Didn't get a card. Didn't get a card once. Yamal is a real danger, but no threat to Diego's soldiers. Well, Rafinha stood over the ball here for Barca. Free kick just outside the area. No skill, Aaron. Is it all Barca or should Vala still do something? It's all Barca, mate. Valladolid are trying a lot on the counter. Good free kick there from distance. I'm not sure who it was who took that then. Very good free kick. It was a great save from the Valladolid keeper low down. Good save from Barcelona. I think it's Frankie. Is it Frankie who shoots? Might have been Frankie. But yeah, Barca have got all the big hitters on. Yamal's on. Rafinha's on. Frankie's come on. They're playing with a little bit more control. I think as soon as they went 1-0 down, it was just like, right, let's change it now. Lamine Yamal there, just having fun. He's just done a Marseille turn on one of the Valladolid players. Wojciech, good to see you, mate. How you doing? CJ19, we won at Barca 1-2, Soloff. I can't believe Soloff plays for Atletico Madrid. He's an absolutely shocking player. Not bad, you. Yeah, I'm good, man. Really good. Had a good day watching the footy. Went to the park with my little girl this morning, and I'm going to. I'm going watching footy tomorrow. Well, I'm watching the footy tomorrow here, 12 o'clock. The Old Firm. Celtic v Rangers. So yeah, lots of good footy. Jake, have you seen Real Madrid's plan to sign Alvaro Carreras from Benfica? That seems to make sense. I mean, they do need another fullback, don't they, on that side? But I'm not sure. I mean, that's a little bit like they signed Contrao, didn't they, from Benfica? Fabio Contrao. Feels a lot like that sort of a move, where he goes and maybe he's not an immediate starter for Madrid. I think Ferland Mendy would still be the main choice, wouldn't he? No skill, Aaron. What time's that? Celtic and Rangers is 12 o'clock. It's the first game of the day. I'm going to be live from about 11:30. So, yeah, we're going to do Celtic Rangers. Then we're going to do Brighton Newcastle. Then we're going to do Liverpool at Chelsea. and then Bologna v Juventus. That's the 4 games for tomorrow. It wasn't Frenkie, actually. It was Dani Olmo who had the free kick. And it's a free kick again to Barcelona, right on the edge of the area. He went down on the edge. That is never, ever, ever a foul. Never. There's a claim for a penalty. That's never a foul. That's not a foul. It's not a foul. It's not a penalty. And he's given the Valladolid player a yellow card here. It's a free kick right on the edge of the box to Barcelona here. 90 minutes gone. The 4th official's about to come up and give us... I don't know why I'm on 91. It's not 91. It's only 90. 4th official's about to come out and give the how much added on time. Benfica are demanding. They want Man U to buy him on a buyback clause for 18 million and Madrid buy off Man U as Benfica wants 60 million quid. Oh my God. Right, well, it looks like we've got 5 minutes of adding on time here. Oh, 6, sorry. It's not 6, not 5, it's 6. 6 minutes of added on time. CJ feels like 70 minutes extra time. It's been a pretty poor choice on the night tonight. Inter Milan against Verona wasn't a great game. I'll give you that. It wasn't a great game. Fine. I will credit you with that. We should have maybe stuck with Valladolid and Barcelona. But hey, what can I say? What can I say? We've picked the games we picked. At least we've still seen goals. The goal from Fermin Lopez to put Barcelona in front was fantastic. It really was. Brilliant play. Inter Milan are never a good side to watch. Well, they were midweek, weren't they? They were against Barcelona in midweek. I thought they were a great side to watch. Yeah, I really thought they were good. I'm shattered, me. I'm absolutely shattered. '94th minute in Valladolid. Sorry, he meant Serie A. I mean, to be honest, I would argue differently, mate. I think Serie A has become one of the more entertaining leagues to watch. It never used to be, I'll give you that. It used to be pretty dull. It kind of went through a bit of a period, I guess, where I remember Football Italia in the 90s, the mid to late 90s, it was always entertaining. And then you lost some of the flair players. And from about 2001 to maybe 2013, 2014, it was pretty dull. Valladolid are in here, chance. Oh, he runs it too far. Valladolid were 1-on-1 with ter Stegen then. 1-on-1 with ter Stegen. CJ19 Prem, then La Liga, best 2 leagues. Carl Alessandro, is Arteta the right manager for Arsenal? No. No, I don't think he is. And I do think that Arteta will leave the club probably inside. I would argue maybe even around Christmas time this year. I think what's going to happen is Arsenal will back him. They will give him some spending money, but he'll get it wrong. The same way he got Gabby Jesus wrong, and he got Havertz wrong, and he got Marino wrong, and I think he'll get more wrong. I think he'll get more wrong than he gets right. And what will happen is they'll start the season, Arsenal, probably not in a great way, and then we'll see Valladolid leading again here. If they're not careful, Barca, they might throw it away. I think they'll start the season in a pretty poor way, and they might end up saying to him, "Off your pop." Long ball over the top here. Here's Lamine Yamal, chance 1-on-1. Oh, good block by Valladolid. He should have really... That was too casual from Lamine Yamal. He wants to get careful, you know. He doesn't start believing his own hype. Simon Mack beating Bournemouth isn't for everyone. Arsenal should get in Tuchel if Arteta leaves. Tuchel? That'd be a good question, actually. Who do you think Arsenal should get if Arteta does leave? Who would be the obvious choice? You would have to look at players, at managers like... Like, I would be really concerned if Arsenal went and got someone like an Iraola or a Thomas Frank or someone of that nature. However, I don't think they would. I think they're a little bit... I don't know. They're not good enough for. They're not good enough for us. They'd go after someone else, maybe. I don't know, like a Nagelsmann or someone who's already managed a top club elsewhere. Tuchel isn't leaving that England contract. No chance. He's too much money. Right, and it's finished. It's finished. Valladolid have lost to Barcelona very narrowly, I have to say. Valladolid 1, Barcelona 2. Really, really good game, though, that. Yeah, probably one we should have watched from the start. Hansi Flick, yeah, maybe Xavi, someone like that. Klopp. Behave yourself, Klopp. Up Liverpool, Shane Quelch, good to see you, Shane. We'll be live tomorrow for Chelsea and Liverpool. Make sure you give us a follow, make sure you give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and various other platforms, wherever you're watching this. I'm going to end the stream now. I'm going to end the stream because it's been a long-ass day. We've been streaming 4 watch-alongs back-to-back today from 11 a.m. this morning. We started the Championship game, Coventry against Middlesbrough. Final day in the Championship was mad. Then we went to Everton against Ipswich, finished 2-2. Great game at Goodison Park, it has to be said. Some great goals. Then Arsenal getting beat at home off Bournemouth 2-1. Massive game, that one as well. And then we've just watched Inter Milan beat Verona to keep the title race alive, just about, in Serie A. They're 3 points behind Napoli at the top of Serie A. And Barcelona, then we've just finished off Real Valladolid 1, Barcelona 2 in La Liga. So it's been a big day of football. A very, very big and entertaining day of football. I'm going to go and rest the old vocal cords. Ready for another big day tomorrow. So, take it easy, everyone. I hope you have a nice night, whatever you're doing with your Saturday night. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow, if you're around, for Celtic away at Rangers in the Old Firm at Ibrox. Big, big game, that one as well. So, I will take it easy. You will take it easy. We'll see each other tomorrow. Have a nice night. Have a nice sleep. Whatever the word I was going to go with.